Alright guys, I'm back over here on modified Eureka Farms and thought I'd show you guys another one of the routes to get over to the Farmers Co-op. You can't take a semi for this route. It's only for smaller vehicles, single vehicles, short trailers. This is about the biggest thing you could really take up that route, so here we go. Starting out over here on the animal dealer. We're just taking one horse and we're gonna start heading south. We're going to use the main roads as long as possible. Got to clean up a little straw there. Didn't realize I left. But anyway, we're just going to head south out of here. Heading over here towards the fuel station and the biogas plant. And then we're going to take a left here. And see, before, if you just wanted to cut straight across the field, you could. There wasn't anything stopping you. But now we've obviously got a big, huge obstacle in the way that, granted, it takes up some of our field space. It prevents us from just cutting across and going whichever way we want to without any regards to anything. So we'll head off over here. And if you'll notice up here on the map down in the bottom left corner, the road kind of comes to a T. You can go left and go on over there to those cell points, or you can go right and it cuts us back across to the shop. But as you see here, the pavement just kind of ends and it goes to gravel. And that road is no longer to be seen. And if you follow along down on the map down there, you see where we're going. This old gravel road just leads up through here. It'd be hard to get anything much bigger up through here because some of the turns are tight and it snakes back on itself and there's just not a lot of room. Now if you look down on the map, we're actually crossing over where the old road was, or is, but it's way down below us, down there. I need to smooth this out a little bit more right here. Here we are crossing back over that same road. If there was some way on console to actually carve tunnels, I would have definitely carved some tunnels, but there's not, so the only way you can really do anything is by building bridges across roads or covering them up to really change the general layout of a map like this. Now see, when we get up here, we could stay on this road And so there's where we are. We could stay on this road, follow it on around, and it starts coming back down. It snakes around here, comes back out on the road near the shop with a speed limit of 80 miles an hour. And you see how the cars just kind of pop through. As long as you're not sitting here actually watching it, you don't really notice it. But yeah, this is all just by raising the terrain up over the road and then forming it. You can do this somehow. You can do this even if you don't own the terrain. I own both sides of it, so I can modify it here and I can modify it here, and then if you manage to get it above it, you can modify it right here in the middle, and you can raise and lower it. But if you move on either side of it, you can't really move it, but you can smooth it, and you get this full effect of being able to build over the road. So anyway, back to here. We take this little path that cuts through. Now we're on the bigger road that the semi trucks can come down. And I figure since this is a little bit of a shorter route, we'll go over here and check out the farm that was built and how that looks. So we come down here just like we did in the semi truck in the other video, and cross this bridge. It comes over that river. And then we'll circle around here and go check out the farm. It's down this path. We got a field of sunflowers that's ready to harvest, and a field of corn looks like it's ready to harvest. So I use gravel for any smaller roads, personal roads, roads that don't get used very much, and then I use the chip seal looking pavement for the county roads and whatnot. It's a little bit smoother. So this is our farm. Just recently upgraded the house with a new mod that came out recently. The decorations are a lot of Alien Gym stuff. Let me show you what we've got over here. If that looks like a lot of cows, that's because it is. So each cow pen will actually animate 20 cows. Doesn't matter if you got 21 in there or you got 200 in there. Each cow pen will only animate 20 cows. Well, each placement only takes up one slot after the first one. So for 3 extra slots, I can lay down 4 cattle pens, and that will give us that'll give us 80 cows animated on the map. So we actually have it actually looks like a pasture of cows versus just a whole lot of nothing. Obviously, if fences were a little bit better, we could animate fences better and gates and everything, but we just do the best we can with what we can on console. That being said, there's some obvious gaps, but you do the best you can with what you can on console. And then over here, we've got our actual cow barn. This is where we do all of our milking and breeding and everything. This will animate 20 cows as well, but this is where we're actually going to, when we're actually doing the farming, this will be where the stuff is. So this is where we'll collect all of our milk and everything. Um, there's our pig farm. We need to clean up there a little bit. It's all down here by the river that we put in. Then we've got our horse stable there. And then I came in and planted the trees in the pens just to give it a little more depth and detail. And then this is where we get all of our feed. All of our feed's brought in on hopper bottom trucks and delivered, and then it's dumped out here on the ground and scraped into the silos. And so yeah, there's that. And then this whole area is designed and built to where trucks can come in, circle around, and make their way back out without getting caught up in too much of a bind. So now let's head back over to the co-op itself, which was already shown in another video. But here we go. This house, I was using the Ravenport house, which only takes up one slot. I didn't really like the house, but it was only one slot. This takes up, I think, 10, and it's a pretty good looking house, and it's got a lot of details and features for those 10 slots. So it's a little bit, it takes up a little bit more space, but it's worth it, I think, for the detail it adds. But by adding these roads and stuff, and adding the hills and the rivers and the terrain features and the fences, it makes it to where you actually have to respect the land and drive like you would more realistically, I guess. It allows you to have a 2x map that feels like a 4x map, because even though this is literally right across that hill, there's the shop, it feels like it's miles away. Just makes everything feel bigger, more spaced out, like there's a purpose to everything. On these 2x maps, it's just everything's just so small on a 2x map that there's not much purpose in driving anywhere. You can just drive the tractor wherever you need to go. There's no point in loading it up on a trailer and driving it. There's a view from up here. Looking down, you can see the farm, and that's not just regular field grass, that's all planted grass in there for the hay field and the cattle farm. That's the reason it looks different. That's all planted grass. I wish the trees would have come out better than they did, but you're planting the trees with a tree planter. They're going to wind up coming out looking like they're in rows no matter how you do it. I wish I had more trees to fill up, make this not look so bare, but you actually run out of tree space, slot counts, I guess. It just wouldn't let you plant any more trees after a certain amount. But yeah, there's our little valley where the farm is. House on the hill. This area here reminds me of an area that I drove through just west of Letterkenny Army Depot in Pennsylvania. I was delivering a load out there on a flatbed, and I got on a very narrow, I can't remember the name of it, very narrow little, possibly county road, maybe state highway. It's been years ago, and it was very, very narrow like this. I was literally jackknifing the truck to come around some of the tighter turns that I was going up. So that's kind of an homage to that area. I've always said homage. I don't know if it's homage. I've heard some people say homage. I don't believe homage is the right pronunciation. It's homage. So you can't actually unload your horses here, but this is where I like to put this one. This is more for scenery than anything else. I don't know why the terrain, everything seems to float over here. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's a defect in the leveling of the land or what it is, but everything seems to float over here. Anyway, this is our area. I wanted to show you guys what this does at night here. So at night, all the lights come on. The sweet shop closes down. Lights come on in here. All these little buildings, they light up at night. I think Alien Jim did a really good job with this because everything on here just about takes up one slot, or maybe two or three at the most. Let me get this switched over. Speed that up a little bit. So it should happen at either 7 or 7:30. The light should come on. Maybe it's 7:30. So the store's closed down. Lights come on. All these lights come on. These exterior lights come on. All these pretty much all the buildings have lights that come on at night. I love the way this is animated. Like you can see the dust and stuff floating in the air. I mean, I wouldn't be so impressed if this was like 20 or 30 slots for this building, but the fact that this whole warehouse takes up one slot, it's just, I think he did a really great job with the lighting effects and everything. I've not seen anything else that does the same lighting effect. But all these little buildings, the garden center, the sawmill, the factory, the hotels, hotel lights up. The riding hall lights up inside. Let's see here. I'll say it does. The riding hall lights up as well. And then the interior of this warehouse lights up. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking that out. If you want to come on PlayStation and join me on this map and play on it and check it out, and I'll be glad to get with you and show you the mods that you need to download to join up. If you happen to have non-updated version of Eureka Farms, if you don't have Eureka Farms downloaded, you can't download this because I don't have the updated version where he took away all the heavy equipment. So there is nothing you can do if you don't already have it downloaded, the older version. If you do have it downloaded, the older version, feel free to join me. I'd love to have somebody come out here and check it out, explore. There's a lot of little neat details that I'm not showing on some of these videos. If you have an ability to make mods or get a hold of TNT Modding, I know he deleted a bunch of his social media stuff, but if you have a way to get a hold of TNT Modding, and everything. I had talked to him on Facebook several months ago, before he deleted all this stuff, about what I was doing and making this into a bigger mod, or expanding it out, making it into another mod. Or if you want to help me out from the ground up, building a map for FS19 like this, where it's large fields and actual road systems that have to be used, and a little more depth and detail than a lot of maps have. A lot of places seem like they've got, a lot of maps seem like we got roads that lead to nowhere, or what have you. But just let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.